Isaac is now blind, and his time is up. He's about to die. And he tells Esau, who's his favorite son. He likes Esau because Esau goes out to the hunt, right? He goes out, starves for 2-3 days, carries back these deers and whatever they're hunting, and the family feasts on it for days from Esau's hard work. Whereas the mother, Rebecca, she loves Jacob because he stays home. He tends to the farm animals and the crops, etc. So he's a softer person to deal with. So she loves him. She hears Isaac telling Esau, my time has come, and it's time for me to pray for you. Meaning, I'm going to give you the prophethood. That's a first red flag right here. Prophets are given by Allah. Prophethood is given by Allah. It's not wahbi. It's not by anointment, even from another prophet. As much leeway as prophets have, we don't have no concept in our tradition that prophets go and anoint someone as another prophet from himself. It's completely what we call wahbi. Allah Ta'ala gives it. So that's the first thing. But he says, go and hunt me, get me one of these meals that you prepare, and I'll anoint you, and I'll pray for you, essentially, to get the prophethood. Now, we know Esau's a hunter. Hunting is hard. So you got to go out there, you got to wait for a long time. So what does Rebecca do? She says, your dad just did something. That's not that great. He didn't give you a chance. He just chose Esau over you. So you, Esau, you got about a day to take advantage of this. Because Esau still's got to go out and hunt. You got all the animals right here. So go slaughter, don't talk, and bring the animal for your father. Let him eat and enjoy the meal. Because he's blind now, he doesn't see. And then let him pray for you. So here you have a wife undermining her husband, who is a prophet. This is haram, right? Undermining her prophet. Now, is it possible, fathomable, that a prophet marries a wife who does wrong? Yes, because we know Imra'at Nuh wa Imra'at Lut in Surah At-Tahrim. She could be an unbeliever, so that's fathomable. But now he says to her, but my skin, my arms have no hair on them. Esau has a lot of hair. She says, take this. And she gets a skin, like a sheepskin or whatever. She says, just wrap this around your arms. In case you end up in your father's reach, he'll feel the hair. And he'll know it's actually Esau. So he goes in, puts the food out. He doesn't want to talk because he knows that he's going to know the difference in the voice. The father's blind. And he rubs up his arm against his father's hand so that his father touches him. The father eats and he prays for him. And he becomes a prophet. So a nubuwah is not only kesbi, which is inconceivable. It's earned by trickery. It's earned by deceit. It's earned by his mom helping him lie to earn nubuwah. So not only you stole it from someone else, but you lied in the process. Is this conceivable for a prophet? Allah says, the Prophet said, "Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiba." What does this mean? It means the ends don't justify the means. There's another group of people, the ends justify the means. Right? You could do bad things to achieve a good result. So again, if I'm you, if I'm the Beni Yehud of today, I'll pull this out of the book, right? I'll retract it out of the book because now the ends justify the means is found in our forefather. He lies to get the prophethood. Now Esau comes back. Now it's evening. Ishaq has eaten, he's prayed, and all of a sudden he smells another round of food. He says, what's this? He said, Father, this is the feast that you said for me to prepare for you. He said, then what was the feast before? He said, there wasn't no feast before. Then he clicks in his head. I was tricked again. He takes out his sword and he started running after Jacob. He loses it. Because they say Esau is a man of shahwa. Part of shahwa is anger. When he's hungry, right? When he hunts, he's all adrenaline. Now he is in a rage. He's in a complete, as if he wasn't raised by a Nabi. So it's unlikely, even if he wasn't a believer, he would still have akhlaq. Like a prophet cannot control the heart of a person. Nobody can control anyone's heart. It's between the two fingers of Allah, as the hadith say. But you can't control his akhlaq. Even the son of Nuh was so good to his dad that his dad didn't know he was harboring kufr in his heart the whole time. That's why he was shocked. Because you can still control the adab of the person. You can't control their heart, but you can control his adab. Here Esau goes into a rage as if he's not taught any adab. So we could say that's possible, but unlikely. And then he starts chasing Jacob around. And his mother, Rebecca, says, Jacob, run quickly. Go to my brother Laban. Cross town. So Jacob does this journey across the desert, right? And they're saying, oh, and Moses is going to do this journey. No, Moses was innocent. In this story, he's guilty. But he ends up going across the desert. Then one night he lays under the stars. He's all alone. And God says to him, look at the stars. You're going to have children like the stars. This is a very similar story what's told to Ibrahim alayhi salam. So he gets to Laban, the uncle, and he says, I'm seeking refuge. I have a feud with my brother. So he seeks refuge there. And Laban says to him, as was a norm, work for me 7 years, and I marry you to my daughter. So there's two daughters. There's Leah, and there's the younger one, Rachel. And in this story, Yaqub sees Rachel at a well, just as Musa is going to see his wife at the well, right? And there were two daughters too. It's a very similar story. So he likes her, and he asks for her hand. And he says, 7 years of work, then yes. So he works for 7 years, and the deal is that he gets to keep some of the sheep that he breeds, like one out of every some 10 or something. So after 7 years, he's actually wealthy, and he does a good job. And the feud is slowly dying down between him and his brother. And he's about to leave, and he says, of course, Laban says, first the wedding. Then you can go. Take your money and you can go. So Laban has the wedding, and Laban intentionally prolongs the wedding, the feast, until it's late at night. And then in the darkness, he says, now go up to your room, I'll bring you my daughter. He brings him his daughter. And it's dark. So they consummate the marriage. Next morning, Jacob wakes up, looks, it's Leah. It's not Rachel. And he blows a gasket. Runs downstairs, you tricked me, blah, 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 blah. So this is the father of your lineage, and he doesn't have the self-awareness to realize that I'm only here because I tricked someone too. So what goes around comes around? Is that what's happening here to a prophet? It's unacceptable, right? Secondly, this is trickery. This is kadhib. This is an invalid marriage. So Laban says, thing is, we can't marry the second daughter before the first daughter, right? So I had to give you Leah. If you want Rachel, another 7 years. So what family is this? The whole family is a soap opera. Someone was watching General Hospital when they were rewriting the Bible, right? It's complete soap opera. This is better than the soap operas. If you wanted to get popcorn and just be entertained, open the Bible. Don't watch TV, right? This is not fathomable for us. How are they supposed to be examples when everyone is a cheat? They come down, 7 years pass, and he marries Rachel, and he gets very rich. And this time around, he has no respect for Laban. And he leaves under cover of the night. He leaves at night. Then Laban blows a gasket. He left without saying salam. That's what he's upset about, right? That's what he's upset about. And he takes his people, his spears and his swords, and they chase after them. They finally catch up with them. And Jacob said, what is it? I gave you the 7 years. I told you I'm doing 7 years. I got Rachel now. This is my money. I earned it. And you go and... Now, he's upset. Laban's upset because this is his best shepherd. This is his best farmer. Now he's going to lose a lot of money. So again, the relationship is about money. Right? It's unreal. So then they make peace. The daughter comes in, that Leah and Rachel come in, and this is our father. This is our husband now, and you're our father. Don't do this to us. Like, don't make a civil war for us. So they bring the two together, and everything's fine. Now he's traveling back to Khalil area where his brother is, and this is going to be the big showdown. is going to be the big showdown between Jacob and Esau. On the way there, they pitch camp at night. Jacob can't sleep. He's about to face Esau after 14 years now. He can't sleep. Suddenly, he hears footsteps, mind. And a man tackles him and wrestles and wrestles and wrestles. And they wrestle until Jacob pins him down. He pins him down. Who are you? I'm God. So God came in the form of a man, wrestled Jacob, and then God says, now I have seen your strength, and now you're ready to go face Esau. Okay, so this is another thing inconceivable for God, to take the form of a man. Okay, and where is the lesson in this? I'm sure that they have some kind of all sorts of stuff around the story, but at the end of the day, it's like a test of his strength and a test to see if he's ready. In the lesson side of it, they're saying, listen, you just wrestled God. Why are you worried about Esau? That's like the lesson that they try to give. If you just wrestled God, you should feel good because now Esau's easy, right? So it was meant possibly to give Jacob confidence. Finally, he gets to Esau, and he finds Esau, he's always been a fool. He's not doing so well. Meanwhile, Jacob, he's got Leah. He's got Rachel, who's the most beautiful woman in the whole tribe. He's got so many kids, so many animals, and he's got a couple kids. And when they meet face to face, Esau starts to cry. And he said, all that's between us is gone. So it has a nice ending to it. And then Isaac is there as an old man now. He was already old. And he says, let us make a pact between you. And he said, Jacob, you stole the prophethood from your brother. So Esau, would it not please you that I pray for you to be given 3 things? Number 1, you're going to be a king. Your lineage will be kings. So you won't have the prophethood, but you'll have monarchy. You have great kings in your lineage. Number 2, I'll make all of your children have beautiful faces. Your sons and daughters, you'll have beauty in your lineage. You have beautiful faces. Number 3, we're going to put you in charge of your brothers. You'll always be above them. In other words, you'll always be colonizing the sons of Jacob. And according to the story and the history, Esau then says, I accept. We have a pact. We're at peace, but I'm leaving. I can't sit around watching Jacob's success. So he packs up and he travels. And the story continues on that he ends up traveling all the way past the Mediterranean. He goes the other side of the Mediterranean, gets on a boat, and then hundreds of years later, his lineage intermarry with the Etruscans, who become the Romans. And his lineage are the Romans. And they rule over, as we know, they rule over colonized Judea. Okay, and they take over. And that's the lineage of Esau. And in the current day history, Esau is the white people, essentially, right? They're the whites. So they have to make sure that the whites and their other rival, which is the sons of Ishmael, right? They never merge. Okay, they have to make sure the Ishmaelites and the Esau, the descendants of Esau, they never be friends, because if they do, they have a common enemy. That's in their mind right now, what they think. Right. So this story of Yaqub, more than any other story, is a story of negation for us. We're literally negate the whole thing. We have no story, pretty much. Now, what's possible? It is possible that a prophet produces a son who's not good. That's possible. It is possible for that no good son to force the good son into exile. It's possible. It's not possible that he stole Nubuwah. It's not possible then that he lied, that he traded the birthright while his brother's starving. These are inconceivables. Okay. So Yaqub goes down to settle down. And if you notice in their story, Jacob is always getting payback for his sneakiness. And in their story, you stole You stole from Esau the most beloved thing to him, which is the prophethood. He wanted it. You also, your sons will steal from you, as you stole from your son. They will steal your most beloved, which is Joseph. Allah does not treat prophets like this. Prophets never get punished. They never get payback. There's never what goes around comes around for prophets. I was talking to some Christians, entered Islam. They said the idea of the Trinity and one God was easy to deal with. Like we sort of knew it in the back of our mind in the first place. But that was a hurdle, that Jesus is prophet of God, not God, son of God. That was easy. What's hard for us to fathom is the idea that prophets are sinless. Because we're raised that they are sinners, just like us. Right? But they redeem themselves. No, we say we have salihin for that. In our history, in Islam, we have salihin. Like, for example, Hassan al-Basri, his disciple, he had a disciple who became a great wali. He used to drink. And he made Tawbah. Malik ibn Dinar. The history of Malik ibn Dinar is a man who used to drink. He was a police officer for the, Umayyad Khilafah in Basra. And he used to drink every night. And then his life changed. He made Tawbah. He became a great sheikh. Right? So we have salihin and awliya for that. But prophets have to be at the pristine. And this is not something up for abrogation. Nobody could say that in the same way that marriage laws change over time, they're abrogated and they change, so that also the laws related to prophets are abrogated, so that they used to be sinners, now they're sinless. No. There's no abrogation in matters, in heavenly matters like that. This is a matter of aqidah, right? There's no abrogation. For example, there's no abrogation that the angel of revelation was once Israel and Jibreel was the angel of death. You don't abrogate the heavenly things, because the heavenly things are fixed. So there's no abrogation of that. And it's impossible and inconceivable. So the idea that they end up saying that just as Jacob stole the prophethood from his brother, likewise his son stole Joseph from him. And then just as you took advantage of Isaac's blindness, we're going to make you blind. Like, I wouldn't want to be righteous if that's how God's going to treat his most righteous people, right? If God's going to treat Jacob like that, I'll check out, I'll find something else to do instead of being righteous, right? Why would I be righteous if God's going to pay back Jacob eye for an eye? All right, you took advantage of Isaac's blindness, you're going to be blind too. You stole prophethood, Joseph is going to be stolen from you, right? You made Isaac cry because his sons are dispersed. Your sons will be dispersed. It's not like that at all. Everything that Prophet Yaqub, who basically we have no story for him, because we're canceling the whole thing. And his relationship with God, cancel. His relationship with his dad, cancel. Tricked his dad. His relationship with his brother, cancel. The whole thing. So of all prophets, the story that we have to cancel most is the story of Yaqub.